A monument just east of Thunder Bay marks the end of Terry Fox run back in August of 1980. And today there are Terry Fox runs worldwide in support of cancer research. Final day of round-robin play here in Thunder Bay, and all of it happening at Fort William Gardens. So Pool B is on the ice twice tonight, and they were on the ice this morning, and the feature was Kerry Einarson, four-time Canadian champion, against Ontario and Danielle Inglis, and this one would go to an extra, tied at 6. And it's Inglis that does have the last rock. However, this is the final stone for Einarson. Look at this, how she just sucks it around, leaving Inglis nothing but a combination. She couldn't make it, and so Einarson would go on to the win. Elsewhere, Kate Cameron scored 3 in 8 to help her win. And it was Nova Scotia with a steal of 1 in 10. Picked up the win there, and Kerry Galusha, the Territories, Whitehorse, stole 10-11 to pick up the win. So Pool B, if it ended right now, those are your 3 teams, Einarson, Black, Inglis. But we have one more draw tonight. We could have as many as 6 teams at 5 and 3. We know the 3 teams that will advance out of Pool A. Homan will be first. Not quite sure, though. It could still be a flip between Skurlik and Brown. And on this Thursday afternoon, we do say hello, Canada. Welcome back to Thunder Bay. The Scotties, Joe's here, Russ is here. Kathy will join us momentarily. My goodness, when you look at those standings, we could have, as I said, 6 teams tied when it's all said and done tonight in Pool B.
It's such a mess over there, Vic. And you know what? This format is ruthless. It's such a short round robin that you can have an amazing record, and if your draw isn't great or if you've lost the wrong people, you're out.
So our feature game today from Pool A is Rachel Homan against Selena Sturmay. And Selena, really, I think this event is a reflection of the way her season has gone.
It is. And, you know, last night they're playing in a game fighting for their lives. The 3 ahead of Selena had really good games, and she just couldn't quite take control there. She will not be happy with this. Selena had such a great career through juniors. She has a confident skip. She will be looking to right that wrong today against Team Canada.
On the other hand, you've got Rachel Homan. Ho, hum, ho, man. Here she is again. But she never does take any game for granted.
No, and this will be the same thing. They don't have to win it. Obviously, you could mail it in. We know they won't. None of the teams would do that. But this is a chance to learn, get even better for the playoffs. Figure out the rocks. You might find a pair that curl a little more. She's always talking about 2 straight. Let's get some cutters. Let's work on different weights and see how they rack out wider if there's any frost. I'd love to see somebody go around the corner guard on the wide side. Try some of these different things to get ready for the weekend.
We'll also keep our eye, of course, on the games involving Skurlik and BC's Brown, because they could flip by the time this day is over.
Can I get a little? Let me get a little. Can I get a little? Let me get a little more. Yeah. Let me get a little more. Can I get a little more? I'm going all the way up. Everything I do, man, need to be major. Let me get more. Can I get a little more?
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. By Home Hardware, here's how. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
It's the final games for teams in Pool A. The only team not playing is Nancy Martin, Saskatchewan. She ends up with a record of 5 and 3. With the others, hello there, Kathy.
Hello there, Victor. Well, for BC's Corinne Brown, she checked the first box, get to the playoffs, can still finish second, but needs to keep her focus on her own sheet. She'll take on PEI. Alberta's Kayla Skurlik, one of the players out here that does control her own destiny. A win she's in. She takes on a Nunavut team down to 3 players with illness. And finally, Northern Ontario's Krista McCarville. This was not at all the week that she envisioned. Lots of crowds, still wants to finish with pride for a city that she loves.
Let's meet the teams in our feature, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Sturmay, they're from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, skipped by Selena Sturmay, backed up by Paige Papley, Desiree Hawes, and Danielle Schmeeman. The reigning Canadian champs, #1 Canada, #1 in the world out of the Ottawa Curling Club. Rachel Homan at the head with Sarah Wilkes, Emma Miskew, and Tracy Fleury. Yeah, Sturmay, disappointing year for her, one of her worst. She struggled to a 25-29 record prior to this event as she gets ready to play Homan. She will, though, however, have that early advantage. She will have the hammer here in this first as she makes her way down. Rachel Homan makes her way out. Homan will play yellow. Sturmay plays red, has the brush down.
Is that my gripper? Gripper? Yeah.
And to get us underway, settling in will be the Canadian lead, Sarah Wilkes.
It'll be gradual, Carl. Yeah.
You could make a case that this could be an upset here. Selena did not play well personally herself, but the other three last night were outstanding. So that could put some pressure on Homan for sure. Can Rachel raise her level in a game that doesn't quite matter? They don't have hammer. I think if Selena Sturmay makes the right shots at the right time, we could see an upset here.
Well, by comparison, pardon me, last year in Calgary, she was and won Pool A. That's how good her season was.
And I watched their pregame practice, and in the last stone draw, Selena put it right on the button. So that's a really good indication. Maybe there was some nerves involved last night.
Sure looked
something
like
was happening out there because the game was not consistent with the player we've seen in the past.
I trade all you. Top 8. Sorry. In and woe. 4-9.
Keys to the game now. Let's start with Team Canada.
Well, if I'm coaching this team, it's intensity. I'm sure that they've invented that word, but can they do it in this particular game? Can't put it on cruise control, stay focused. And the hitting advantage for Rachel Homan's off the charts in this game. 12% better than Selena. That could make a big difference.
Line's good. Easy line, easy line. Line's good.
Another game to comment on your opening for Rachel to really nail her hit lines when she's been drawing really well all week. If she can figure out where to put the broom for those blasts, let's watch out for the playoffs.
Straight. Curl. Go. Curl. Lose it. Go. Keep going. Further. Go.
And around they go with the second from Wilkes. Keys now for Selena Sturmay.
Yeah, it's a new day for Team Alberta. Obviously, they must be so disappointed with their dreams dying yesterday, but Selena needs to wake up and shake off that performance from yesterday evening and play for pride. This is when sometimes you see a team relax. They'll still have that intensity. You're at the Scotties. You're on TV. They will push Canada this game.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
Okay, whoa.
Feels like mixed doubles.
5.
Everything going to the middle.
That's true, eh?
Okay.
We noticed for the first time, Team Homan, when they had the broom down for the draw of the button, they're taking a hair more on the intern side coming home than the out. And we've been reporting that it's tilted the other way, the sheet, so it's starting to change a little bit. Looks like there's good curl everywhere, in fairness.
I like it. Little heavy there.
I think it's close.
Full
Clean it,
4.
Sarah.
Full 4. 7, 8. Yep. 7. Clean. Whoa. Lots of room. 7, 8. Let it curl.
Emma Miskew with a Valentine's Day birthday, so a belated happy birthday to her.
Gotta be past this yellow though. You gotta go.
Hard. Past it. Okay, that's good.
And just coming up light again. But they are sitting the 2 Team Canada without last rock.
Rocks are so close together, I'd expect the yellow-red combo to hit at least one yellow.
Well, curl.
Second year playing with Sturmay after a couple of years with Corinne Brown out of BC.
Item. 14-2. Okay. 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 Oh, what? This is the end or the out?
Yeah, the end.
Okay.
Should curl a bit.
Okay.
Now familiar 5-rock rule. We play 10 ends, 38 minutes. Thinking time. 160-second timeout. No tick rule.
Curl.
Center line guards
Curl.
touching the line
Hard.
until the fifth has been played.
Okay. Curl close. Think I'll get some curl here?
What do you think, Joe? Maybe hit and roll to the wide side, keep the
little
Reds
based on that
separated
weakness.
with a great hitting team like Homan.
Yeah, Aero was a little bit nervous to group them. I mean, she could roll kind of frozen on that yellow, but you might leave a red double.
It's good. Clean.
Still a little low, as we always say, up 45 and above.
It's good. A 10. Curl.
Number one
Whoa.
in the field with regards to hammer efficiency. 2 or more with last rock is the opposition today, Canada. And that's gone back and forth with Quebec
Probably
this
just
week.
want to move it to there. Yeah. Yeah, just punch it over. Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
You probably just want to move it a little bit. Like, that's probably real bad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Looks like it's
We
touching.
don't want to move it like all the way.
Like, I think you can get them all, but
I don't think we
I
can
think
with
we
that.
play it safe off this one.
You
What
could,
yours do
could
it?
come off the
Like,
frozen
it
red
curls, but
and
it
hope
kind
that
of
everything
straightens out
spills,
at the end,
but
like
they
it
don't
doesn't
think that
finish.
they'll all go.
I
And
threw it
we've
hard, though.
seen the houses haven't been super lively, so play the shot that's there. These stones will still be grouped if Tracy makes a hit and roll and just releases the freeze.
Tracy threw a 99% game earlier this week.
Yeah. Hard. Whoa.
That sure helps you become number one.
Yeah. I want to hit it less. Good. Okay, good.
Wow, very
So leave
nice.
the double still there.
Yeah, sure. That unlocks things.
Little unlucky there because it turns out they might have been able to get it out with
By
a little
that
more
line
weight.
call, I feel like hers did the same.
Now the double's kind of lined up that if it's successful,
They're spread out.
it'll be spread out.
You know, they didn't want to kick it over quite that
Right.
far,
That was smart for Rachel. Just don't kick it as far, but
kind of in between.
yeah, tough shot.
Pull, curl, curl. 8.
Danielle
Curl.
Schmiemann.
8. Curl.
Hard does.
And get them both. Yeah,
Gotta
but you
get
lose your shooter.
Got to get this out.
Okay. Okay, normal. Okay.
Could you, Joe, could you have held your shooter there? Was it possible?
And you know what? They just got caught. We noticed in practice it was kind of the opposite with where the draw for hammer broom was. So I'm wondering if that caught Team Alberta
Down normal.
typically going in that direction. There was a little bit more curl. It's first end. You're out of the draw for hammer lines. Probably expected some fresh pebble.
Wait, call, guys.
Just didn't get the curl they thought they would.
Good. Okay, that's good, Trace. Oh,
Good.
moved
That
that
curled
one.
up.
Been a few days since the
Yeah.
rocks have been sanded too, so they'll start to calm down, get a little bit less friction on the bottom of the rock, get a little less curl.
Okay, this should
I
curl.
believe it was Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Monday maybe.
Maybe Monday.
The stones were sharpened, as it were, sanded, just to give them a little bit more bite.
Normal. Yeah, it's good. Yep. Yep. Coming off. Hard. 10. Yep. Read up. Read up. Good. Good.
And avoids the jam.
Good sweep. Good throw. Same.
I was asking you before the game started, Joe. I mean, you were part of this team, so you had these kind of games. What was the locker room, dressing room discussion?
Okay.
Well, goal number one for everyone is you want to feel as good as possible going into playoffs. So the intensity is always going to be there. But Rachel would ask before the game, if we have an opportunity, is there anything anyone wants to see? So she'll never risk the game for anything. But if someone wants to see a corner peel or wants to try to get a few extra draws, she'll keep that in mind. If there's an opportunity for different options later, she tries to play to the player's request.
Yeah, even a shot like this, where it's very low risk for somebody of Holman's
Here, it's
caliber,
fine.
maybe try the other turn.
Okay.
Yeah, you're never going to risk,
Yeah, that's what I
let's
got.
say, playing back line at something and potentially at grabbing and giving up a 2 for free or
That's how
anything.
much
But
you dragged it out.
exactly,
Really sweet.
maybe
Oh,
try
yeah,
the other
no,
turn.
So I didn't think we could hurt it.
Okay, it was an 8-2.
Okay.
So just a little heavy, but yeah, really straight there.
Yeah.
So the analysis always there, right? Every shot is still broken down like that, Joe?
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's going to go, but it kind of just stops curling, eh?
Tracy was careful, so I didn't think we would get big action. I guess the double was there. It's just I didn't want to call it and then bite the 12.
I agree.
I
And
didn't think we could.
it's
They were
sticky over there.
absolutely welded.
Yeah.
So I thought as soon as she hit it, it would just die.
Yeah.
But we caught on. I guess it was there, but hindsight.
It just kind of looks like it's like wants to curl, but then stays there.
You could learn so much from that team. Eh?
Yeah, everyone wants all the information. She didn't just share that with Tracy. She shared it with the front end as well.
Yeah, sliding really well.
Yeah, great job.
Curling quite a bit.
Okay, we're still there. Back 4.
That's how you don't see this team come out flat for any games ever. It's because that's the level
Yeah.
of details and information sharing and caddying each other. They're just all so engaged.
We do a session in our curling clinics on good habits, and they've written their own book on that. Like it's just off the charts. How the communication's just spot on.
In your book is the bad habits?
That's right. That's right.
There's a few chapters in there written by Russ Howard.
How to enjoy grade 3 times.
Best 3 years of your life.
Curl, you can curl.
Oh dear.
Just normal.
9-7. Good throw. Good.
It's interesting. I mean, I'm sure that
Or
after Tracy's stone, they thought they might be in danger of giving up a deuce here, but then, of course, Danielle unable to hold the shooter on her takeout. And so we're up and down the sheet here in the first.
9-7
On the other side.
Final stone, Selena Sturmay, currently ranked number 12. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. What did we say? The reflection of a disappointing year. Sturmay will give up a steal of 1 here in the first. It's the final day of round robin play of this year's Scotties, the Tournament of Hearts, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship. Tonight we'll wind up Pool B. This is the last time on the ice for the teams in Pool A. The only team that has completed their round robin is Nancy Martin from the Nutana in Saskatoon, finished with a record of 5-3. Rachel Homan will win the group, the defending Canadian champion. We know that. And then with a little flash with her last one, Selena Sturmay gives up the steal of 1. So once again, the team from Edmonton will have the hammer. They'll have the last rock playing the Redstones.
Back 12.
Not a massive amount of curl on the come-arounds here. Nobody's getting to the inside, both ends.
A little heavy there, though.
Heavy
I mean,
hack.
it tapped pretty well. It's probably back 8 foot. We have seen that it is weight sensitive. If you're a little on the heavy side, it runs quite straight. Just 2 inches of ice for a heavy hack. That's. You've got to give aggressive broom here. Use the sweeper and just make sure it's not overthrown, and then they'll get the finish.
Forward. Curl if you're heavy. Curl. Just solid hack. Have to move it big. Hold it there. Hold it. Rolling's worse. Okay, that's good, Em. Good weight call. Solid board. 11-1. Okay.
We noticed this.
12-5.
It's been going on, I think, more since Emma Miskew has moved up. They will move to second. That Rachel engages all the team. You spent some time. I mean, you just wouldn't stay up at the other end. You'd come down and we'd chat to her. She engages with everyone. Is Is it specifics that she's talking to you about, or is she trying to get you to convey something? What is the chat usually about?
It usually depends on the situation. Usually it's debriefing the shot. Sometimes it's what's coming next.
Yeah.
If something happened in the end prior and there was a detail that was left unsaid in the break, there's not a lot of time in between ends. Really, it's information sharing. It's that opportunity to touch base, not necessarily always the same script.
Weight's falling. Yeah, it's picking.
That was tight right from the get-go.
And a miscue.
Gotta go.
Really big pound here as Wilkes closest to the stone. Fleury out in front, and
Leave it.
looks like they're going to be
You gotta
all
hit her
over
really
this.
far. Go.
And they'll spin one in. Just touch that stone over. It may be just covering part of that stone back edge of the 4.
Just didn't have that positive extension like you normally get out of Emma.
Time to go to work, Kathy, as we check in on BC and PEI.
I'm always at work, Victor. On her final stone, Veronica Main face 2. She hit and rolled out, and yes, that stone at the back is in. And so this is a draw to the paint for Corinne Brown for 2.
Veronica Main throws the 4th stones for the PEI champions. They are skipped by Jane DiCarlo, who does throw the 3rd stone. BC team from Kamloops. 4th appearance for Corinne Brown. Last year went 4-4 in Calgary. Now knows that she will be in the playoffs.
Nicely done.
To pick up a couple here in the first.
As I look down, I'm just like,
We never make the other double, eh? Is the other one easier? It looks like it would go by it, but yeah, I like that. Need to hit it here.
I don't think that's jam. That looks really thin to jam.
I like that.
Which one do you like, Russ?
Well,
long
they're
as it
both
doesn't
kind
jam
of
it, like,
right.
even
It
if
can go under, but I
roll
think
up,
Rachel's point is then you don't stick it on the right-hand rock. You do hit the top of it, roll backwards, roll up high towards the Scotties logo. So it's not quite there for the perfect double and stick.
Go take a look and see if
Tricky
it jams.
part here, though, is you have to negotiate this guard. They're both not
Tough,
easy.
yeah.
Like that looks like a 8.
You could throw the other one with less weight.
They're not happy at the other end.
Are you afraid of a jam or what? Oh, this jam? Is that what you're worried? Oh. Okay. We're just rolling out. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're in trouble. We just hit our own rock. Okay, I thought maybe we could get that thick enough to get it under that one, but maybe you could also hit it thick, tap them when they're drawing around to live 3. Okay, whatever you think. I think it's our chance to get the one that's buried. Okay, whatever you think.
You go with the 90-degree rule, so to get that onto the middle of that, and you're hitting it from that probably contact point. It could go there. So it's kind of pick your poison. And of course, if you hit it a little thinner, you will stick your shooter, but you'll jam on the outside, and not ideal without hammer. I don't disagree with Rachel here, but this is hard.
Yeah, and Rachel said to Tracy, we just racked on our own. We're in trouble. We got to make one.
Curl.
Tracy Fleury first. Wilkes got one and then slides under. No, she did catch it on the way by. And they missed the shot stone, more importantly. Or second shot.
I think your weight was good.
Yeah, it was like
Tracy.
I'm releasing it. It just went in right away.
Just got the feeling that Rachel may have been
You can give us.
firm with her shot idea, but the rest of the team wasn't. It was just there was a doubt, and they were talking about all kinds of other shots before she threw it.
There.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to Tracy's credit, she went down to the other end to talk it through, and I think that's just I don't think you could say rushed a pre-shot or anything. It was a tough shot. You couldn't risk racking on the guard, so better to eliminate one than wreck on the front.
Well, if you miss wide like by that amount with the other shot, she's jamming it. So probably just as well they played the shot they did.
Keep going. Close. Back 4. Street. Whoa. 4-7.
It's sneaky.
Nowhere close on
You wanted that top 8-ish.
Just release it right there. Yeah. Do you like board?
The concern now is
Sure, light board.
Tracy Flair's only going to remove 1 rock. So it's
Should
all
be okay.
controlling
Like,
the
he's
cue
not
ball
down
here.
here.
If you roll a little to the center line side, there'll be a double to sit 3.
These seem more gradual today than they have before.
Yeah.
These lighter weight finesse hits.
Everything's straighter.
Clean it out.
Clean it. Yeah. Hard, you gotta go.
Hard.
Gotta go in. Emma missed cue. And we'll unlock it and get rid of
That
1.
really came off.
It is Team Canada sitting the 2 without the hammer here in the second.
Nice shot.
That finished hard. It hung so
It was
much
just
early
it
and then
just killed it.
quiet. Yeah.
I've got about an inch of air. Yeah, I don't hate that either. Try to move. Don't hate that. Okay.
You might look at this and are they playing the red? What are they playing here?
Looks like angle the red into the back yellow.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a tight angle. Hard to save the thrown rock.
You couldn't just make a play on the 2 yellows.
Red's in the way. I think they're trying to keep it in the 4-foot. Lighter weight, keep the shooter in the rings.
Hair big. Yep.
I think releasing that free situation would be the best objective.
Hard.
Paige Copley.
Hard. You gotta go. Good.
Well, they've got 3 in there.
Pretty good because it rolls away. So you've got separation there, and then it'd be tricky for Rachel to roll. If Rachel ever rolls a foot, there'll be a double.
4 and 3. Selena Sturmay coming into this one against Homan. And you can just see where the issues were. They drop a game to Brown, and we know Brown is in. They lost to Martin, of course. They lost to Skurlik, so they're really in deep before this one here. And then it's just been running it through. Just a very consistent performance. Not over the top, not stuff that we had seen dominating. Yes, they've won them all, but a very consistent performance by Rachel Homan. These 2 teams have met 3 times on tour this year, and Homan has won them all.
The pocket.
This one will be gone for sure, but
I like
but
it
if
one
they
of these.
freeze
Here, like this is drilling that all day. If they get a good one, though, I think either this or we play this. It's just an auto double. Like I could force them if I hit and roll. We're shot, so why don't we remove them from being shot?
Well, because I'm just leaving them the double to sit 3.
No, we have to roll that. We have to roll the 8 there.
What are you guys thinking? I just don't, doesn't really.
My first thought was just freeze here.
You want me to freeze?
Yeah. No.
I like the hit and roll. If you guys don't like it, I don't love that, but
I don't love this because then we could just leave her a double.
No, we have to roll
into the 8.
I know, but if we never do.
Then we have to roll out.
Rachel's
We do
worried
this,
about
what's she doing?
if you try to roll there, but you only roll there, then that's the only way Alberta can make the double, because this rock right here is almost impossible to get out unless you play the double. So Rachel in some ways could be helping her.
I think it's going to fall a little bit.
That's why they've gone to the wide one here.
Yeah, but only the draws are.
Okay.
Are they going to roll towards the pile?
Heel?
Yes, and maybe make a double. I'm not sure what the final call was. Did you?
I think they're trying to roll into the pile.
Just roll in.
Try to get kind of corner frozen on that yellow.
So your initial reaction is straight freeze, but Rachel didn't like that.
Easy peel.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa, whoa.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Now
Try.
Wilkes a little bit,
Hard out,
and he starts to make the move, doesn't get over.
I feel like we could have backline. Okay.
Just have think I'm going to take a pinch more than what Tracy. She was probably closer to hack.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
It's a strange double because it's an easy double if that red one wasn't in the way. So you have to hit the north side of the right-hand yellow, which drags it down onto the red. But it might just be playing the hit and roll here, and then Rachel's got a big decision to make.
You heard back line, so just trying to.
Yeah, you can
oh,
even
right on
say
the
a little
beak.
hop
Okay.
on it.
Really?
I heard right on the beak, so that means right on the nose.
You'd love to tap the right-hand yellow a couple inches.
Yeah, try to get in there and rearrange the angle as a
right.
titch.
Even if you roll frozen to your own.
Oh, they're nosing the
right-hand one.
yellow,
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to release the freeze.
They're hitting second shot.
Back 12. Hard
Good call.
It's good. We're not heavy, Paige. It's good. Gotta go. We're back 4. Back 8.
Paige Papley.
Go. Back 4. Back 12. Hard, Paige. Right to it. Hard.
Oh, good. Very good to get it by. And now there's the release.
Good sweeping. Really good sweeping.
Shot stone still is Sturmay right on the lid.
Wanted to keep that on the center line side, though.
Yeah. The nose is real thin. Yeah.
Okay. Nose is good too, though, right? What do you think she's playing if you nose?
I gotta roll in this way, otherwise it's a triple, right?
Okay. What turn?
Really interesting situation, because if Rachel
So I think I have to whisker that.
hits it and rolls like that type of area, and she would say it's an auto triple.
Real hard, I can get those
So
two to
really
go.
hard, that
Yeah,
goes,
welds.
that goes, and the
Very
shooter
thoughts.
kicks over there and kicks that one out for a potential.
Well, I think if I hit the
3.
two, we're both gone too. What do you think? I think this is a triple. Draw.
What about hitting the top red with peel weight?
That's what
You
Rachel
gotta
saw
move it a little
first.
or there's a triple. Sorry.
I love that
She
call.
just hits
'Cause
this side and it's a triple.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
I think if I go here, it's a triple.
Yeah,
So
I think we either have to and move that over a little bit.
Yeah, we could
or-
freeze too. It looks like a force to me.
really surprised. Just hit that red towards our camera angle. Both reds go. Your shooter stays in front.
I think if I hit a thin quarter here, all 3 of them go.
Yeah.
I like, that was my first
And then
thought.
if we
I
go
like that.
by, you might
It
just
doesn't curl at
No,
all.
you
Yeah.
can be straight. You're throwing heel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like they are playing that right-hand one. Make the double. The one I drew up
They
was
should run real straight,
crazy
eh?
dangerous.
Tracy's fell the whole way.
Okay, how are you going to throw it?
Straight through.
Okay.
I think you can hold
Just straight through? Okay,
Yeah.
just normal peel?
peel, yeah.
Okay.
Sarah's asking if it's normal peel or the really, really hard peel.
The one I have to start running now on.
Exactly. Sideways sprint.
Yeah, gun just went off. Here we go.
Close.
Hard!
Yep.
Whoa.
Back of that. Very nice.
Just perfect. It's the right call there.
Really good. Nice throw.
Just that effortless precision. I had a 6.4 second hog to hog time, which is almost a second harder than kind of the average peel we see in the women's games, about a 7.5 second range.
A little more.
Didn't even have to push it with her arm to get that speed. It's all leg drive.
And the hack is like a starter's block. So
Yes, yeah, so accurate.
More. Okay. Sounds good. Looking for like that 13-ish? Yeah. Okay. To the hacks! Okay, 12
Final stone here in 2, and Selena Sturmay.
Yep. It's good.
Papley. Already down 1-0 after giving up the steal of one.
It's good. To the hacks. Yep.
Sit there, though. Oh, and they did. They actually got a little roll towards the pinhole for the single. But that big up weight really does get Homan out of trouble, doesn't it? Thursday afternoon. Our coverage of the Scotties from Thunder Bay continues. Final day, round robin play. Selena Sturmay out of Edmonton against Rachel Homan, Team Canada, the defending champions. That's our feature. And we're tied at 1 for the first time in the game. Homan, who comes in with 7 straight wins, will have last rock, has the hammer for the first time in the game, playing the Yellowstones. Sarah Wilkes.
Oh, I didn't know it was that heavy. Sorry. Good judge, guys. Hey. 10. 13. You gotta cross it.
Alberta against Nunavut, and the importance here for Alberta and Kayla Skurlik has already locked up a position, a playoff position, but trying to hold on to second place as she plays Julia Weigel-Iqaluit.
Well, Nunavut had 1 stone in the house, surrounded by Skurlik stones on her last. Kayla made a slash sideways, almost was lying 4, but it's 3 that she faces, electing to play the hit and roll.
Oh, dear.
But she clips it enough, it moves out. At least it's only 2 and not 3.
2. Yeah, 5. Yeah. It's okay.
That's what we talked about in the opening, Vic, with Homan maybe trying to go around a corner guard on the wide side. It's the first one I've seen all week from any team, and made perfectly. They could have played the out-turn freeze. They're just gathering information.
Yeah. Okay. Slightly high. Curl.
Emma Miscue.
Move it hard. Hard. That's close. It's us. That's good, Em. Good. How's your cutter going?
That was like
Back 4. Back 4, yeah.
Okay. It should keen up again.
Well, we wonder what could have been, what may have been for Northern Ontario, but when you lose your first 4, you're in difficulty. Northern Ontario playing Northern New Brunswick. Melissa Adams, Krista McCarville's last.
Well, Krista was facing 2 on her first. She ignored them because they were behind the tee line. Made a really nice draw to be lying 1, and Melissa going deep on her final stone. So this is a draw for 2, looking for 4 foot.
McCarville from right here at the Fort William Curling Club. It's attached to the arena here, the Gardens. Well, this place, the roof would have come off had she been able to get into the playoffs. Just a disappointment, obviously.
There's a fine line out here in some of the games.
Emma Miscue.
No. Curl. Easy. Curl. Hard. Push. Go. Okay. That's okay.
Like what did that one clock?
6-4, but we really waited.
Okay.
All right. This path is good.
Same
Pretty
as the one I
content
was
to
in
keep
from the
guarding the center line.
Probably close.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah. Sorry, nice half.
Former Canadian and World Junior Champion with Kelsey Rock is Daniel Schmiemann.
It's quite a bit
Hey,
less
probably
than this.
room. Half. You have to finish. Got to curl. Half. Curl.
See this shot.
Curl.
More challenging than you think.
Whoa.
Sweepers need to know exactly what the weight is so that they're able to get the right line. It moves so much sideways at the end.
Both trying to carve it the same side.
Whoa.
Really nice line. It's just a little bit high, like 6 feet closer to the house. You might have seen another run back attempt, but Tracy so good at these finesse shots, and there's a pile of rocks now to roll it behind on the corner there for Team Canada.
Yeah, that top red's very accessible here.
shot. Close.
Curl then.
Close. It's close.
Curl. Good. Curl. We're on our yellow.
Ground guard.
Cross center, cross center.
Hard. You're doing it. Go, 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 go,
Cross
go,
center,
go,
go, hard.
Oh, got through.
Kick it hard.
And
Go
backs
farther.
it up, and that
The weight really came off.
now leaves it. Sturmay sitting the 1, second and third belong to Team Canada.
Tracy Fleury is one of the very best at throwing the right weight on those type of finesse shots, or if anything, throwing it softer to the brooms where you can get a little more out of a mistake.
Yeah, a little wide on line there, or maybe it was too much ice, I don't know, but it was the weight that saved her.
Yeah.
That's how they got something out of that shot, and now Alberta has to be really careful.
Yeah, that short yellows, Rachel's already earmarked that one.
Yet at the same time, she may be, she's still, her up weight I don't think would necessarily be her strength, but it's where she hits on her up weight shots, right? I mean, she gets a lot of results despite the fact she doesn't throw things into the parking lot. I mean, she doesn't.
Oh,
have that
exactly.
strength.
Yeah, and she's always been, I think she's always been a really well-rounded curler. I think the difference, especially on her run backs, is the sweeping of Sarah and Emma. She can throw them a little tight and they can hold the line.
Exact same shot will spill the Reds.
I think you can see more now too, Russ.
Yeah.
The first one was buried.
I think boards like that.
Is there a hole with Peel? Oh yeah. I think so. I think board this rolls to here.
And then
Like
they
wide
can't
open
kill it.
and we're 3 buried. Okay, up to you.
I like that. So your last one was hacked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Board.
To your point, Vic, that's Tracy asking to throw the peel and Rachel saying no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like easy control. Sure. You're trying to get to nose.
No,
Or
roll
No,
my
slightly
way.
high.
Okay. Control's fine.
They want to throw it a little bit harder just to try to splash both these Reds out of the,
It will come up a little.
out to
but
the outside edge of the
hold it.
8 foot at least. They'd love to sit 3 here.
And roller shooter underneath to sit 3.
Yes, behind their own color too. This could get
Messy.
really bad.
Yeah. Here we go. Final stone for Tracy Fleury.
Easy control. Little light.
Got to get through that hole. And here we go. It's miscue.
Dig. You're doing it. Keep going.
You're doing it, says Wilkes. You're doing it.
Go.
Yeah, can you do it? Bang, away they go. And they get caught on the left-hand side as we look at it. But they are 2 under cover, it would appear. Team Canada as we play here in the third.
We hear it in the stands every day. Rachel Homan was just so good. Well, one of the reasons in the last couple of years is Tracy Fleury.
Yeah. Like on that one, really close. Wanted to be ready.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like in out at all.
Yeah,
agree?
it made them both like track a little bit though, so I don't know if that was too much.
Danielle's 4-7 was back 4. Okay.
Need to make a good one here, Vic.
I agree with you. But Tracy certainly. But when Joe was there or Lisa was there, now you've got Wilkes and Miscue on the brush. That means a lot for her shots too. I mean, that helps. It saves so many. You're not afraid maybe to put the brush down in certain spots with throwers.
Back 4.
Skip Stones here in the third, and it's Selena Sturmay with her first.
Back 4. Curl.
Desiree Haas.
Coming down a lot. Curl. Back T. Curl.
Gotta go. You're close.
Curl.
Hard.
Go.
Trying to get it over to the corner and not quite. But they are the shot rock for the moment.
So close to perfect. Any more curl.
Okay.
We could also play the run.
Yeah. Go see what looks good from the hack maybe for weight.
Okay.
Maybe like a down normal or.
Okay. Top one's okay.
Coming through again.
Yeah.
It was Rachel Homan's shot here in the second that led and held really Sturmay to the single.
Just the upweight ability. Maybe more accurate with these 7-second shots and the soft shots. Picking the right shot here too. They almost went with another one that could have been a 3 for Alberta. No mistake. Beautiful.
Held the Alberta team to just the 1. The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires. Growing together. Same hole coming through again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad break for Alberta. They've left this small corridor here. Oh, this is heavier than the previous one.
Miscue. Here we go. Through. Got it by. No, not this time. Couldn't help it over.
Okay.
Center line guard still there.
It's good, Rach.
Yeah. I lobbed it out of my hand. I said hard.
Yeah. I thought it was really close. Good throw.
Or probably there, hey?
Yeah.
Show her a piece on the thin.
On this side?
Yeah. Make her either draw or play that. For one.
Yeah, I like that. Full 4.
Full 4. Hair poking out that side. Okay. Just so she doesn't have the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like full
Similar
4. Okay. Yeah, just a different
The
manner.
key here is what, Joe? Where do you want to put this stone?
Top 4, kind of splitting center, guards the shot rock, and then doesn't leave a double for Rachel Homan.
Dead behind, if not a hair on the end.
Rachel might still be able to hit a quarter of that top yellow for 2, but
We're not carving this the whole way.
you got to be careful going deep with this too.
3 feet?
I like 3 feet less.
Be a little tempting to play there. There's a double on the side available just to eliminate some Team Canada rocks, but she just threw it, so she'll have a really good idea.
Like it.
Top button, a hair wider. Wider room right now. Close.
Play the weight.
Mentioned a year ago they finished first in the
Top 4 T. Top 4.
Pool A and then eventually lost in the 3-4 Page playoff game. Wound up with a record of 8-3 overall. Uh-oh. What do you think?
It's pretty good, I think. It's
Okay.
you can't throw any weight at that.
Good sweep. Looks hard, eh?
I think I smashed this right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just worried that this plants and it's a steal anyways.
You might be able to get it to scoot over top.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? A quarter?
Yep. I think that's close.
A thin quarter,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Corner guard out there that they
How much
haven't.
do you have? Can I hit a thin quarter?
Yeah, now they're starting to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Intern?
Yeah, it's doing nothing. We can hold it, I guess.
Slam this right in the middle of those 2
Can I
reds.
throw the intern at it? Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
the
so.
key is get the north side of the shot rock, which will kick that red one that way with the speed that Rachel can generate.
Thin enough and hard enough.
What do you think it'll do here?
It's hard to hit them this thin, and I still think that corner's kind of in her rearview mirror here.
I don't think it'll fall.
Can't miss that corner by more than
Are you
inch,
gonna
inch
throw
and a
it?
half.
Straight through. Okay.
Best way to get 1, too, also this way.
Final stone. Short, angle, double, not a lick yet, all on its own. And have a look. And I think they may have just gotten it.
Yeah.
Just by that little bit. Rattled that red stone enough to move it back. The power of Homan. Yeah, it's remarkable to think the great run that they've been on. We're on, of course, those 2 years of 13 and 15, and now up to 18 games dating back to last year's Scotties. Rachel Homan. It's going to take an exceptional performance to knock her off, but one of the things that Emma Miscue said to us earlier in the week, Kathy, when we were talking with her, was one game.
Yes.
That's all it takes. You come up a little off and the other team's on, and you may not be a champion.
Well, we saw that last year. They played terrific all week, and if Jennifer gets by on her last shot, who knows what happens. And it is a one-game final. And I think you even suggested to her, well, you know, the curling trials will be the best of 3. And she said, but even then, it comes down to a sudden death final. But that's sports.
My draw for Hammer.
Okay, 15?
Yeah.
2-1.
Better than a 15.
I don't think so.
Homan leads it. Welcome back. Thursday afternoon, final day of the round robin. We'll complete Pool B tonight. And the story there is we could have as many as 6 teams finishing at 5 and 3. And then out comes the slide rule. If anybody remembers what a slide rule is.
Right.
I'll have to Google it, Dick. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, so close.
Here it is, Sturmay. And the team from Edmonton that does have Last Rock playing the Redstones.
Sturmay's one of the best teams here, along with Homan, at setup shots and thinking ahead and positioning rocks so that it can benefit them later in the end.
All right, so, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to pick at you here.
Yep.
If they are that, why didn't they have a better week? Is it just her? Is it Sturmay?
Yeah, I don't think they're all executing quite as well as they wanted to. I think it's that simple. Remember, the ice was
It was tough. It was
treacherous.
tricky, yeah.
Would be the and it caught a lot of the teams, McCarville, a few others. Then we went from no swing to tons of swing. You know, they're a young team, and I think some of the veterans had an advantage early.
Good. 4-8. Okay.
Lots of precise draws being made by Team Alberta. Selena Sturmay herself last end made 2 perfect draws. Really put a lot of pressure on Canada.
I agree.
It was looking scary for Alberta because Canada had all those kickers around, but they managed 2 absolutely perfect.
Close.
Clean.
Whoa.
Girl. Push hard.
Okay. Okay, we're good.
Just opens things up. Still leaves Sturmay the shot rock. Undercover, top edge of the button.
How about do we ever appeal? That was my first thought, yeah. Try and save a quarter? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can leave that stagger out front if you're Alberta.
No.
Just firm. Okay. Firm.
It's one of those tricky angles that if you try to roll too hard to the right here, you might raise the Canadian rock in the paint. Which isn't terrible, but they don't really want to do that. They'd like to clean it up here.
Yeah, nice to keep your shooter, though, because then you still have a chance at that multiple score.
Firm. No.
Straight peel, you might be looking at a blank.
Should curl a little.
You can try. Probably just getting everything going.
There it is, raised it in.
So let me ask you something, and I may be, Russ, thinking too simply, more clubbish than anything else. You've got that stagger out there. You are Alberta. You've got the shot rock. Could you not have stayed with that stagger, worked with it a little longer, maybe tried to sink another one before you have to blow it up?
Yeah, I think you could have, actually. There's no question. Not a lot of room to sink another one, but yes, you could have. Maybe even angle freeze to this yellow one.
I just didn't like it because if Canada can manage to get shot rock with a bump weight or something, then they're 2 shots away from getting at the button. You're trailing by 1 here, so score and you're right in this game.
Waist good.
Hard.
Yeah.
Will this make the red double? Just has to drag a fraction.
Wilkes, bang, bang, just drives it by. But they are sitting 2 at the moment, Team Canada.
I'm kind of seeing the in. I think though it's gonna pull the in. Sure.
Firm, did she say?
Yeah.
All right, you got her.
As we see on so many resumes, a U Sport gold as well for Schmiemann with the University of Alberta back in 2017. And we'll kill them both and roll to the top 8. So sitting 2 they are. Then they are somewhat spread out.
Couldn't have done any better than that.
Had a similar setup in the first end rest where Danielle had a double to sit 2. Just ran a little straighter in the first end. This time they make no mistake.
I was pretty careful because I was like, I don't want to jam it on the back one. Wide and jam it on her back. The crossface rule saves our life.
If this double doesn't connect, they can freeze to that red, or sorry, the yellow rock at the side of the 12-foot.
Yeah, it's hard. Hard, I gotta go. Yeah. Yeah. Hard. Okay. Yeah, still falling.
Why would they give up on that?
Good throw, Tracy.
Good seat.
Control. All right. It should be dead.
Where's the best place to avoid a double, do you think, Joe?
I think just on the nose, there's some separation. There is going to be a double no matter where you go. You could try for a really long roll across the house, but you don't want to risk rolling out here. Make them make the shot.
Big.
Normal. Normal. Whoa, whoa, no. Normal. Lean. Can't hear her. Yep. Hard.
Sorry, I should have had you on earlier.
Rolls it towards the center line.
Just a slight mismanage there. They could have been sweeping it to keep it straighter. Didn't want to risk rolling out. It is quite straight in this spot. The out turns with any kind of weight. We don't see a ton of finish, so you have to protect.
All right. 7-8 high? Yeah, it's really straight. Okay. Be careful. What kind of weight?
Even her, she threw 8.
Okay.
It was heavy, but it fell like even as the hog.
Okay. What weight are you throwing?
Feel.
Okay. Straight through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, hard,
Yeah.
hard,
Back
and
up,
hard.
back up.
Hard, you gotta go.
Go.
It's fine. Even.
Miscue, and again drives it by.
Okay, couldn't get it to go. Let's see.
7 straight wins. And look at the consistency. There you go, 80s. There's a 90 in there. Now, in this one, just 75%. Very rarely, well, very rarely are off their game, or
Right.
Yeah, and I was.
then you've got a team too that can pick up behind you, Joe.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about, I mean, on a curling team we used to, is you want to make sure your ceiling is as high as possible. So your good game is really good, but you do focus on that basement. How bad is your bad game? And for Rachel, I'm using air quotes, bad game is 80 and 81. I mean, 75 right now, but it's still early. That's just a sign of a fantastic skip. If that's your struggle at 81, 80%, you're going to win a ton of games.
That's when that was her first 2 draws when the ice was struggling too. So
I don't know about you, Russ, but I spent a lifetime in the basement. Now, by comparison, we know it's been an off week. And look at that. You start off against BC with a 60. And then, 94. Down, round and down. And then against Saskatchewan, 64. So up and down. Selena Sturmay.
well, you get Roberta. You give Homan another crack at this double. You throw it really hard, you can kind of cheat on it. It's hard to jam the back one at
Connect
6
anywhere.
seconds.
It's going.
Really close.
Get the back one way or the other.
Hard. Hard.
Miscue got it, stuffed it. No, it'll go. Cracked it in just the right spot, and look at it come back to sit 2.
How good is that?
Nice shot, Harry.
Make the double roll out. It's a blank, but they kept the shooter.
And remember, the reason this is now a force is Alberta, when they played that double peel at the front, they raised that yellow one on the other side into the paint.
Well, we weren't mostly end time.
But I just mean like with my peel, I threw Lico hitting more of it.
Yeah.
Just kind of stay there. Like you only made it go out an inch maybe.
Yeah.
Final stone, and now drawing against a couple, needs full 12 foot. The two biters. One at around 10, the other one at 3.
Good pass. Not heavy. Where are we? Gotta go. Line's good.
Papley. Close to the stone. Haas out in front. Full 12.
Gotta go here.
Full 12, ladies. That's what you need. Full 12.
Go, 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 go. Keep
You got to
going.
go a little more. You need full 12. Oh, what a carry. Yeah, that deserves a little pat in the back. Facing 2 around the edge, and they were life and death to get it to the 12. We're tied at 2.
I just forgot this.
That's Paige Papley, who throws the lead stones for the Selena Sturmay team out of Edmonton on the Saville Community Sports Center. Wow. Runs it by Rachel Homan in a 2-2 tie. We'll have Last Rock has the hammer playing the Yellowstones here in this 5th as we welcome you back. Final day of round robin play here at the Scotties. Sarah Wilkes.
Curl. 7, 8.
Someone curl it.
Okay, I think we're
Curl.
close for weight curl. You can curl.
It looks really heavy.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It looks
Just let it
fine.
stop. Let it stop.
All the way
Make
back.
sure it's
Clean
back.
Might be there. Keep going. Finish. Finish. Yep. Don't give her the hit and roll. Push hard. Hard.
Good, Sarah.
Good.
Really great positioning there. You know, we're always trained to stay in front of the tee line, but not in this scenario. At some point, Alberta will probably have to hit that. And the deeper that is, the better it is for Holman's last shot.
Also, you leave it any higher, let's say it's just touching the tee line, you leave the hit and roll for the opposition to be button, back button, kind of narrow down that scoring area.
Well, a 12. Curl. 12. Curl. Curl. 12-5.
It's a stubborn spot here now because that very little weight carved all the way down. Like you couldn't throw that any lighter.
What was the side of the sheet previously that had a little more finish?
Yeah, that's gone.
Okay.
Straight through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hold that.
So hack weight,
As long as you're hack.
and the broom is on the edge of the rock, inside the edge of the rock here.
Clean.
Emma
Yep.
Miscue.
Yep. It's like hard then.
Sarah Wilkes.
Hard. Whoa, whoa, crash the guard. Whoa, whoa. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Roll on, roll on.
Oh, what a save. This could make it.
Back. Really good.
Look at this.
Okay.
That's a special line call. It really is. Go to your local curling club. Now you need a great surface like this, but try to call that as a skip or a front end for that matter. They knew exactly when to sweep that.
Honestly, if you could draw that up.
Now we'll see if it goes on the board when it's all said and done here in the 5th.
Yep. It's hard.
Schmiemann on the brush.
Hard.
You're good, you're good. Good. 9-5.
Kathy, bring us up to date, please.
Well, Veronica Main finally able to get a stone in. A mess of rocks that BC has thrown at them today to score her single. And Nunavut down to 3, and that includes their alternate is really having a hard time out there against a very strong Kayla Skrlik. And Northern Ontario is just putting a lot of pressure on Melissa Adams. Melissa just going through on her final stone to give up another steal.
Line's close.
Yep, hard. Really hard.
Yep, hard.
Really hard to get by. Hard.
Hard. Go, go, go.
That's another clunk. So 2 in a row. And they spun that one in too, so.
Yeah, no kidding. Emma ticked one earlier in too.
Kind of expected her to crash on the first. You couldn't ever risk blowing by everything. Hitting the guard was definitely the tolerance, but I think that curl surprised them for the come around.
What do you think? Do you like the wide out turn?
I think the wide out turn is.
I think you have to take this away.
I don't mind it. I don't like the hit.
I don't love.
Maybe that's what they're saying they're going to do.
Okay.
We've
What
also
else do
seen
you
Sarah
see?
done this way at this.
I don't know that's there though.
No. I don't mind top 8.
You're thinking just
If
guards.
we ever show her piece, she's gonna make this.
Yeah, and she'll
then
probably
we're in
Yeah, I
trouble.
don't hate the guard. Like she's
Okay.
got to make this wide.
If you don't like it, you can.
Your other thought was to
talk
go.
me
I
through
know
other
I don't like
options.
this either.
I just
so-
think with this, you probably might also set up
I know,
it
I
just to
don't- yeah.
catch it.
Okay, if you like the
Don't you-
guard, I can get on board with that.
Don't you
Sorry,
find when you're making decisions and you're playing a team as talented as Homan,
Whatever you see, man.
you don't like any situation? Well, that doesn't work. Well, I don't like that. Well, they could do
I
this.
think it's like firm out here though.
Okay.
The key when you're playing Team Canada here, you have to respect the knowledge of angles and the big weight ability.
So it's either probably
Yes.
hitting this one or the guard because I don't like throwing around that corner. I also don't like the
So
guard.
that's kind of how you find the best option. And then if there's anything in the scouting report, like right now, if you're playing against Team Homan, Emma has had a few over curls, so you want to keep trying to force her to those lighter weight shots if you can.
You got her.
Want to go on defensive here, and this is you roll out here. Rachel's got a very easy shot for Tracy Fleury to spill the 2 yellows into the rings.
Firm. Pull. Whoa.
Have to stay in the at least the 12 foot here.
Close, but no.
Nope. Close. Easy.
Schmeeman, and she'll roll it in towards the center line and sit there full in the 8 foot. Sitting 3 is Sturmay without last rock.
You can even roll
Board.
too far, I think.
Where do you want to roll? Behind. Okay.
You can
Board.
roll right to the back
Okay.
one too.
Board weight. Control.
Yeah, options, isn't there?
Control.
Roll buried behind the staggers or roll in front of that back red, which will be buried.
Emma's really good in setting up and kind of caddying for the person in the hack. Nose isn't great. Alberta's going to try to make that hit and roll behind the stagger. So just saying, oh, it's okay if this thing curls up a bit too. So the thrower knows what side to be on.
Curl. It's falling. Curl.
It's one thing I've missed. I've had a couple chances to spare, and I haven't had Emma telling me exactly what's going to happen. She frames that shot really well.
Weight was okay, eh?
Really good opportunity for Team Alberta here now.
She said bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracy just threw 10-5 here.
Roll towards the center.
Get under the stagger.
Yes, exactly.
You got it.
So here's the key. When it's straight like this, the broom's in the middle of the rock, the thrower has to throw board weight. That is hard to look at for the brain. But you just have to commit to a really clean throw and know that it's going to come up a couple inches as long as you get the weight right.
Clean.
Don't be too
11.
wide here.
Yep. 11.
Tapley.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Straight.
Now I got to get across the nose here, holding it up again one more time. Here we go. And does it sit? Oh, maybe peaking now.
Yeah, bad break there. They were very patient on the sweep because of that straight spot, and it overcurled on them.
Okay, board weight. Okay.
That's more than a
I wanna
peak,
say, like,
isn't it?
help
Yeah, true.
That's waving. I'm over here.
It's also where Tracy made this twice, made it look easy 2 ends ago.
Board. Yep.
Tracy Fleury right away. They're calling
Board.
Yeah.
Han Wilkes again. Here they go.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Trying to keep it off that stagger if they can. One more time for Wilkes.
Whoa, you're heavy.
Get it by. She did. Now where's this going to roll?
So I just got off of it.
And in behind that corner, shot rock belongs to Team Canada.
Shot.
Perfect.
You guys were right. 10-4.
Like you don't think you
Funny sport, it's probably the worst end we've seen Team Canada play. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
Okay.
they're a great chance at a couple.
Nice, like there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can take a look at it from the hack, but I'm good with just drawing it.
I really don't think the chase is there with how that center line is.
We'll probably have to move it a hair.
Yeah. Like just kind of bump it a rock
Yeah.
there. Okay. It'll probably fall back here.
Yeah, it seems like they hang on center forever
Yeah.
and then eventually we'll go.
think you could tap that a couple feet, maybe a back line, hit as much as you possibly can, roll, spill to the button. But it's very tough. I'm right behind it, and you can see like a quarter inch of this thing.
Maybe 11. Maybe if you scare the guard, but if you ever wreck here, it's pretty easy too for Canada. I think that's good awareness. If you don't think the shot is there, don't play it. You can't draw up things that you don't feel are possible here.
What are we looking at in terms of curl? 2.5, 3 feet? Maybe?
Yeah.
Are you surprised, Joe, it's this straight?
Yes and no. Conditions were straight to start the week, and then the rocks were sandpapered, so roughed up that running surface to get a bit more finish. And usually when that happens, it doesn't last the entire event, so the rocks will start to wear down again, and you'll see a little bit less of that snap. That being said, like, arena ice is living, breathing thing, so Tom Leonard and company could make some adjustments for the next game. They may have done something for this draw that we don't get to hear the ice report every day, right? So
Good judge.
It is pretty straight.
So close to perfect there.
Oh,
yeah, I wanted to move it a stone, didn't, and it appears that it still is the Canadian stone that is shot rock.
Even half an inch less curl is perfect.
Okay, sure. I have this if I need it.
If she gets around, you can run it. Yep. Okay.
Selena's been really close on some draws today.
I can run it on the next.
Okay. But ideally 3/4 and roll them.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think you want too much weight, right? Because you want to keep them there. Do you like control or down normal? Or?
I'm just worried if I hit control, I don't cover it enough.
Okay.
And then I can hook it with
Okay.
control.
Do you like down normal?
Like, I'd rather roll the shooter here instead of planting, right? Because I want them to be deeper so the run is easier.
Okay. What's your weight?
I guess control, like what I just...
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Close to what you just threw. I need a little bit more ice.
It's a set up shot, obviously, and it also takes away a potential steal by getting these hook rocks out of the way. And the theory is to give herself a yellow raise here. But that red one's going to be tricky to get out of there, even though it's second shot.
I gave you.
What piece are you trying to hit? A little careful. You pulled it right out of her hand. Just for line calling. Okay.
Just closer to center, and it won't be second down the path. Just heavy board. Keep it there.
Okay.
Almost split center, guys.
Okay.
That's her low of the week. Previous low was an 80% against Northern Ontario.
Easy. Easy.
First
Just board.
for
Yeah.
Rachel Homan.
Yeah.
Just board. Board.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa. Roll it.
Here we
Roll
go.
it, shooter.
And
Roll
rolling
it.
it in.
Nice.
Yes,
Really
we'll
good.
just catch the top.
Good shot.
So important to roll that shooter. If those had stayed staggered, there'd be a great chance here for Alberta. Still a good opportunity to get one buried and around here.
Yep.
Just it's a short run for Rachel.
Second one there. I don't think back four is bad.
Back button.
Makes the run longer too. Yeah.
What weight would you throw?
Almost that same pressure game.
I think it depends on how close it is.
Yeah.
If it's longer, probably more weight.
Yeah. Like a normal or?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, like we didn't do much of that to start, so okay. Just easy out of my hand. Probably have to finish it.
What a difference if that had been an inch farther, that freeze. You'd sit 2 here, and Rachel would have to play a safety shot.
Still a good chance.
Line's good.
They've thrown this line a few times. I think they can get buried here.
Oh, yeah.
Finish towards the middle.
Not curling.
Top four.
Not
Final
curling.
stone,
Line's
Celine
okay,
Sturmay
though.
here in 5.
Yep, line. Hard page. Where are you?
Papley
Top four.
and Haas.
Hard.
Whoa.
Hard.
Yep. Keep going.
Very nice to get it to the top of the button.
No. Good sweeping. Getting to a hair worse. Yeah. Good sweep. Good call. Either way.
Run back all they have.
Yep. Yes.
Do you want to change the weight?
I don't mind easy peel because Emma had solid peel, like an up normal.
Okay.
And we were still able to get hers to go. So I just don't want it to take off and hit the red.
So like an 8?
Guys, like 8?
Sure.
Yeah. It's just this, yours came up a bit, so I can't have it take off.
Yeah.
Let go 7/8 high.
I thought I gently kept mine
Thought
there.
they'd throw more of a control weight at this, because if it ever yellow hits the right side of the red with any speed,
It got straighter as we went.
you'll tick your own yellow one out of that second position.
She wants to make sure she gets at least one here. She's afraid of the over curl because it would run it into the pile on the,
Yes.
the frozen situation.
Here we go, last stone in 5. Yellow, run back, stick it for a possible 2. Rachel Homan.
Curl. Curl.
Miss cute. Got to come up for her. Come up to the nose. Here we go. Stick it. Oh, that's the way to do it for her.
Yeah.
Talk about patient. Waiting for that to come up right on the nose. 4-2, Team Canada trying to run the round robin table.
Yeah. Okay.
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
Selena Sturmay, their coach Ted Appleman, into Three Briars with Kevin Cooey. Find themselves down 4-2, trying to hand Rachel Homan a first loss as we check the numbers after 5.
And Alberta had chances for simple 2s and ends 1 and 4, but it was doubles by Team Canada that got them out of it. Papley and Hawes with a huge sweep to the 12-foot in the 4th end to even up the score, but it's Rachel Homan's run back in 5th. That accuracy got them the 2 and now the 2-point lead. Of note, Rachel Homan has not yet thrown a draw, so Team Alberta will want to capitalize on that, maybe force her into something precise. Selena Sturmay's numbers, much better than yesterday.
Yeah, by comparison, more draws and better on her draws than the hits. The numbers after 5 are brought to you by PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada. Team Canada up by a couple.
We just need to stick to what we've done all year and what's worked for us in the past and stay patient and stick together and believe in each other, and we believe that that will help us be around at the end of the week.
I think we took a lot from last year and we reflected a lot and tried to find ways to make our team better and keeping ourselves in it and hoping that we have a chance the way it all falls to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting evening to say the least as we wind up the round robin. And Pool B, our feature will be Nova Scotia at 5-2, Christina Black out of Halifax. Kate Cameron, the Manitoba champion, comes in at 4-3. There is a potential for 6 teams to be at 5-3. So we'll watch our game. Kathy will watch all the other games. One guess to know who they're supporting, eh? The Buffalo. My gosh. You know, Kathy,
Yes.
you would look very good.
Just stop right there.
Okay.
In a hat like that?
Yes.
No.
No.
But those are my people.
They are your peeps.
No.
Huh? Wow. There they are. Lovely. And not the least bit embarrassed. I love it.
Well, lots of teams to cheer for.
Yeah.
Oh, true. All 3 Manitoba teams in the same pool. That's interesting, too.
And all contending.
Yeah, they all could be there at the end. It's going to be a very interesting night. 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope you'll join us. Team Canada trying to run the table here, trying to win 7 straight. We know they will finish first in Pool A. Kathy watching the other games involving BC and Skurlock of Saskatchewan. That's the only possible flip there. Right now, second spot belongs to Skurlock.
You ever seen a 6-way playoff pick of all the years you've...
I can't remember.
I would doubt it.
Well, I'm trying to think if it may have, but then there were tie-breaking games.
Right.
Right. So no tie-breaking games, and it could be, as it did last year, come down to last rock draws, and Caitlin Laws benefited from that a year ago.
I remember that. There was so many different scenarios to play out, and they won their game, and I remember them standing and looking up at the Jumbotron saying, did we make it? And then they threw the graphic up, and they went, yes. Because even the players didn't know.
And they made it on the draw of the button, correct?
Yep.
And if you look this year, they're #1 in the whole field on draw to the button. So
just like they drew it up.
They remember how important that was last season.
Here in 6, it is Alberta, and Selena Sturmay that does have last rock playing the Redstone.
Curl. Bum.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hard. Hard to post.
Oh, man.
Run back for 2, Joe, even though it was a short one and it was down the middle and they played it 1,000 times, Rachel threw quite a bit of weight. Very few curlers would do that, and it was effortless. The line calling was just all the way down. It was just simple.
Yeah, I think that's just an indication of the team being comfortable with the conditions, and they have a really good idea of how rocks are going to run.
And I think it's developed in this particular game. They were missing a little wide. They brought it in, and now they realize they can take the tight line. The brusher can hold it.
Nice, Sam.
Although we said earlier how much that kind of front end with Wilkes and Miscue. And, you know, we talk often about the shot-making ability of Tracy Fleury, but that line call, because she was very, very patient and only moved at the last moment to get to the nose.
And you can only get that good at that, being the skipper of the third for a long period of time, and then understanding the thrower's release. Rachel's either turn's not going to curl very much on the hits. She's very patient on those.
Solid hack. You gotta go. Right up. Hard, Paige. You have it. Go. Hard. Big roll. Right over. Go.
So when they, Joe, I was just asking, I mean, it
dead.
forces us to do some remembering.
12-6.
But when they started to retool the team, and Emma goes down to second, were you surprised it was a Tracy Fleury that got the third spot? I mean,
yes.
Were you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tracy's been a skip her whole life, and she was coming off of the best season ever. They'd had a phenomenal year on tour. They lose the trials final in an extra end, and all of a sudden she's found without a team. I mean, that boggles the mind. And then when I heard that, I said, the amount of talent in the 4 people, it's just a crazy turn of events. And it's always so interesting at the quadrennial. I mean, and for the men this year, it's mid-season, but when teams make these changes, there's no agents, there's no coaches making these calls. It's the players.
You had to say that Tracy Fleury at the last trials was the best curler in the country. She went 8 and skipped. The team went 8-0 in the trials. That's pretty tough games, and was one about an inch and a half away from going to the Olympics.
I think what they did finally work out, you can't have Tracy Fleury calling the game and Rachel throwing 4 stones. I mean, that was just an experiment that didn't pay off. Now they're in a comfort zone. I still think, I think you would have looked at Rachel and Tracy and said, would they fit? That may be more important to me. They come with lots of curling, bag full of knowledge. It's that fit of personalities.
Yeah, and that's something they've known each other their whole lives. They played against each other, but that was something that really impressed me. I was new to the rink a long time ago now, but it was hard to fit in, find your footing, adjust to the throws and all the different systems. And she's fierce to be able to come in and stay confident and just find her place. She did an outstanding job. It was relatively seamless.
Wait, good. Clean. Yep. Hard. Whoa. No.
Little extra speed here.
Coming down. Curl all the way. Curl.
I'm so bored.
So close. Okay, good Trace.
Very nice to sit 3. And with last rock, Sturmay is chasing here.
Freeze it. Only seeing a little bit more out there.
Yeah, partway through the At the start of the 5th end, Team
It looked like you could
Alberta
hit
had a
it already.
5% advantage
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like that.
over Canada, which is saying something. But
If it was a guess,
Canada's brought it up another gear here this last 12 or 13 shots.
That said, Alberta has rocks to work with here. There's a freeze available right now. A couple corners. There's a yellow off center. Just got to make one good here. Force some precise shooting from Team Canada. Two could still be brewing.
That's good.
Is the freeze the obvious shot here, Russ?
I think so. I guess you could over curl it, but then you're not shot, and it's getting late enough. It's when you decide to make these moves.
Curl, curl, curl.
So that is going to be over curled, but not shot.
Whoa. To it.
And not quite to it. It'll sink, though, behind that corner. For second shot.
You okay?
Desiree Haas blew a tire on the way down.
That looks very draggle, like they overswept.
Really?
What'd you get?
I got a 15.
Okay.
Joe, you can speak to this
You guys got a 15?
way better than I can, but I think that downward pressure, the teams are doing more and more of that, and then you can blow a tire.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have any weight on your feet.
Yeah, if you're sweeping properly, if someone kicks that broom out from underneath you, you should fall down. It should be what's holding you up.
What's ideal for depth?
I'm not sure you used that technique behind the tee line when you were skipping, but
No. I hated wearing out brooms every game.
Deep and wide, that's disaster. Okay, let's make it. Lighter's better than heavy.
Rachel will be thrilled. First draw of the game.
Yeah, it's a bit less. Okay. We can drag it here.
A little bit of tolerance to work with. Would love to be right down to the tee line or just above, but a little light plays since Canada is shot.
Skip Stones here in 6.
A little extra.
8. Curl. No line. Curl.
Okay, just for
Curl.
It will finish here as long as he's not deep.
How's line?
Curling.
8.
Keep curling.
8. It's
Gotta keep curling.
little tiny bump. Oh. Where'd that? It's stuck. Good shot, Rach.
Nice shot.
It's pretty good. Hasn't thrown a draw in an hour and a half since pre-game practice.
Sorry. It's really fast there.
Perfect spot.
I think 4-1 is
They might have wanted to be a little bit higher for us. Rachel said sorry on the way by, so I'm assuming it's not quite perfect.
Yeah, I guess you could have been, as long as you were to the top 4, you'd never remove it. I think the concern as you're coming down is if you're high, you leave it wide open. Then Alberta makes a little hit and flops it too buried.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That's pretty good.
Like a low 4.
I know it's the game and you follow the pattern of the game, but does it surprise you sometimes that this was her first draw and it's coming in the 6th? Are you surprised sometimes with the fact you haven't played certain shots?
Oh, of course, and especially since the scoreboard's been close, you would think that she would have had one. They talked about drawing a couple times, just the scenario was always, it was smarter to hit to eliminate Alberta Stones.
A lot of weight on this one.
Hard. Roll it.
And they're going to be all over that guard. Now, this may pay dividends if they can roll it underneath.
That was a good throw.
And it'll spin into the open, sitting for appears to be third shot. Back edge of the 4.
I think they're trying to release the frozen yellows so you can get at it with her last stone.
Roll it. Whoa. No.
I thought they were originally playing the freeze.
It's just tough. You see all these rocks come at you if you're Selena Sturmay, and they're all running straight, so you try to protect a little bit and just a little too far on the other side.
Fully cross center. Edge.
Edge here.
Edge of 8, yeah. We're already
Pretty close to where mine ended up is a good spot.
This is one of those situations that you, instead of trying to be like down in here, which looks great, you can really take away all the paths for Alberta. It's you could be kind of in here, you could be kind of in here. Probably this spot's even better. This spot right here would be even better. The closest one.
The carve seems effective in this line. It's also the same speed
You
here.
almost don't have a path.
No, 15 in this
Maybe
line. The speed
top
is the same. So you take off the
8, burying about half that shot rock. This is where the brushing can really, really help. The underbrush here leaves a port.
Whoa, curl. 4, curl.
Wilkes left. Miscue out in front.
Easy.
Team Canada
Whoa, get off curling it.
sitting the 2 around the edge of the 4. Wow, they drop it in the right spot.
Oh, did he ever? Just wonderful.
Nice shot.
Maybe a foot deeper. But is there an out turn through the port?
No, I liked it.
Really tough.
Really good spot. I like that.
I think that's close.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh boy.
The easiest one if we can get
The same
stop,
shot
but I
is
don't
there with more weight.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a little scary.
That might be the easiest way.
Just
Or running it.
fantastic rock positioning. And you know, we always talk about these highlight shots and the triples and quadruples, and that's just brilliant.
Probably easier than
Team
running it,
shot.
too.
I just think running it, you probably have a higher chance of not getting the steal too.
Okay, I'm fine with that if you like it.
The wide out turn, I don't think you can curl it enough to get shot. There's less curl today.
Anything you like here, Joe?
I was thinking that wide out turn. She just needs half of the 4 foot to get shot. So it would have to curl past that tight guard, though.
It's there, though. It is there.
Yeah, barely,
Yeah,
I would
right.
say.
And this
Nothing
one,
looks easy here.
and this one, if you come through the hole, you
I'll
almost
curl.
have to
I
do it
think
with the
I'll
intern,
take
which is
her
nearly
high.
impossible.
I think the run back might be the
Hair high.
Yep, hair high.
best option. Not to say it's easy by any means.
No kidding.
Kind of wait. I don't know. I didn't hear that part. I think this is the easiest. I think so.
Right now, Team Canada sitting 2, I think.
A little bit, yeah.
Conceding 1 here may be a victory.
10-5.
Right.
Okay, just hair high. Yeah.
After not having thrown a draw, she made 2 beauties. Rachel Homan.
She ever.
Final stone. Team Canada sits the 2, looking at the red run back onto the glued shot stones.
Hard.
Schmiemann calling line. Papley on the brush.
Hard.
High side. Here we go. Run it back. And will not get it. And it will be a steal of 2.
Yep.
2 yellow it is. 2 for Homan. The Coast Guard cutter, the Alexander Henry, iced in for at least another, I'd say, month, maybe 6 weeks before the icebreakers get in to open up Thunder Bay Harbor. Another busy year. Wheat and potash coming from the west make its way down to the St. Lawrence and to the Atlantic and the eastern markets. Last day of round robin play. And so in our pool here, and we know this is Pool A, Homan wins it. Skurlik and Brown also getting through. The question today is whether Skurlik or Brown will finish second or third. It would take a loss by Skurlik, a win by Brown to flip them. Meanwhile, on the other side, Einarson, Black, and Inglis are your 3 at the moment. If they all win tonight, that works. If not, there you can see we could have the potential of 6 teams at 5 and 3. Laurie Saint Georges from Quebec. She'll be idle tonight, and hope that she might be involved in some kind of tiebreaker. And that tiebreaker, of course, is last rock draws. 6-2. Team Canada leads it, trying to make it 8 straight through round robin. Against Alberta and Selena Sturmay. And once again, the team from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton will have last rock. Has the hammer playing the Redstones.
Well played game by Sturmay, the whole team, and that freeze a couple ends ago that was an 1/8 of an inch from perfection. Rachel makes the beautiful run back up 2. Sturmay gambles a little bit. An absolute perfect guard by Rachel and team. All of a sudden, you're 4 down.
You mentioned, you know, Team Canada has clinched that first place. Now they're in control of the game, and thought we might see some different types of shots, and we just did. Emma Miskew, there was Sturmay had a corner guard with one buried behind, and Emma Miskew actually played the corner tick. So moved it out of the way, rolled her shooter. I haven't seen them play that this week, but now they've got an idea for the playoffs.
They did go wide side around a corner once, which I haven't seen all week.
Yeah, I think we probably want to roll in, so.
Yeah. I think we have to go
Yeah,
all the way.
Or out.
Okay. Normal?
Yeah. Up normal. Yeah.
Probably the out. Okay, you got it. Up normal?
Another nice teaching moment here, too. It's you heard Rachel say hit and roll buried or out. They don't necessarily, with a 4-point lead, need this in the paint.
No.
It's going to be behind the T line one way or the other.
No. Off.
Lead, yep.
Hard. Hard.
Emma Miskew and Wilt on the brush.
That's good.
Fine.
And through it goes.
Top 4.
Into the second half now. Kathy, bring us up to date, please.
Well, and this is a game that BC has very much controlled. There has been some very key shots by Veronica Main that has kept this game relatively close. And for Team Skrlik, the same. There have been a couple of really good shots by Nunavut, but Kayla Skrlik very much in control.
I agree. Yeah, a little bit. Really close. Top 4.
Make it good.
Has to curl.
We're all there, top 4.
Has to curl.
Lions close if we're top 4.
T-line.
It's really curling now.
Lions, fine.
It's going sideways.
Top 4 T.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Top 4 T. Top 4. Whoa. Curl?
No, you're good. I lied.
4-8.
My first thought was the run back, but do you like the run at all? Like, there's a chance.
Just if I miss it.
Yeah. My first thought was the run back, but I'm good with anything.
Do you ever just hit that and roll on top of it?
Yeah, I think whatever we do, we gotta decide. I'm okay with
They're going to
this.
suck another one in
Yeah,
there.
then their double goes into their own.
Okay.
Board? Sure. Or do you need control to spin it?
I like control.
Okay. Okay, you got it, Trace.
That's the thing that impresses me the very most with this team is pick the right speed. So many teams go on, hit it, normal weight, whatever, but they're trying to give Tracy the absolute best chance to roll to the right spot. They decided they needed a hair more weight here to roll across their own yellow. Kind of like that.
That's not bad.
It's really good. That's good, Trace.
Impressive.
That was probably like an 11. Yeah.
I don't think you can make the yellow double without running into the red one.
I feel like it won't come down because we don't have to cross center. No, I think it's going to be good. Okay. What kind of weight? You got her. Pack. Good pack. Okay, you got her.
So I'm just trying to sit 2 here. Hit the shot rock, roll away. Not all of it is available. So they're playing hack. That's probably just enough to remove it from the rings. Maybe not even quite enough, but it's more about getting a little bit of separation here.
We're top 5. Hard.
Weagle and Skrlik, and I mentioned for Skrlik, win and you have your second place.
And was lying 2, quarter buried, and on her final stone, Julia Weagle did a great job of removing 2 of them. Very difficult to do, but it is still 1, the back of the forefoot belonging to Kayla Skrlik, and so this is a draw for 2. Just better than 8 foot is what's needed.
Clean, whoa. Got him on my line. Curling now. You can always knife it to the back. Knife if it's heavy. Really hard.
Alberta champions from the Garrison Curling Club in Calgary. And sit down, and that'll do.
2 yellow.
To extend their lead, trying to hold on to second place. And doing a little bit of scoreboard watching next door is Brown, BC playing PEI.
Okay. I think so.
You got her.
So good to Tracy Fleury as she tried the double, hit it a little thick, and had her rock come over and double hit the Alberta rock out of the rings.
Lines the hair tight, early. Top 4. Okay, line's good. Top 4. T. Play the weight only. Top 4. T. Might have to curl it then. Stay close. Top 4. Curl. Curl. Top 4. Curl. Top 4.
Desiree Haas.
Gotta go.
Around they come, and they're underneath. It looks like they may have left a little piece showing. The shot rock remains. Team Canada, center line, back 4.
Just a hair high, otherwise it goes into mine. Yeah.
Okay, just a hair high.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still throwing peel?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just gonna fall, eh?
Yeah.
If I let go nose, it should be close.
Yeah.
Falling on its own.
Hair low even would be close with sweeping.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're really in the last maybe 5 ends. Really got comfortable knowing that it's a little straighter today, and these hits we can hold them.
All right, mentioned keeping their eye on BC and Corinne Brown as she plays an undermanned PEI.
Yeah, down to 3 players, and that includes bringing the alternate in. This is the run back. She tried on the first and did not make it. Corinne threw that cap on top of it, so trying to run her own in, but she'd have to make the double because a nose would just jam.
Veronica Main throwing the 4th stones always. The skip, though, Jane DiCarlo, has left the ice surface.
No! Maybe a hair lens. We can run it.
Angle it back. Bang, got it. And we'll give up the steal of 1 and 2 at the top.
Nice effort, though. It wasn't going to be easy.
So close.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Again, Brown right now sitting 3rd.
Okay, all right, fine. Yeah.
Can probably take a run at it. Throw it a little tighter.
Big out there. Okay, line's good. Easy early. Back 4. Back 8. Close line. Close. Back 8. Close.
It's out pretty wide here. They got to be careful because it's still in the good stuff.
Back 8.
Coming down. Close this.
Girl.
Back 8.
Close. Straight.
We're T-line.
Straight, straight, straight.
Go, 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 go.
Very nice. Good.
Oh, gosh, right down to it.
Rachel cannot take on the double now.
The angle.
Yeah.
That really stopped. They're yelling back 8 at the hog line. I had a 13-9 on it. That should have been back house.
And it looked wide, which means it would be out in the good stuff longer.
Interesting.
Yeah, make it tougher.
He said arena ice. It's a living, breathing thing. You have to pay attention to every single rock out there.
Normal. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it over curling either.
Normal. Which turn do you like? Out, in.
So no option to take on the blast. Rachel's just going to hit and roll to the center line.
Normal. You can give me like way less.
Try to force a really
Go to
precise
that.
draw for that second point.
Yeah. How are you throwing it?
Straight through. Everything's gradual here with weight.
Great. Normal. Clean. No, off. Close. Clean. Yep. Hard.
Wilkes.
Hard.
And we'll run it by. And Sturmay will have her chance for 2.
Perfect weight. Everything is close.
I was there, you were right there, yeah.
It's when this thing breaks and how much it slows down.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Was it because they were carving it, trying to get it to curl, and sometimes that pushes it into the tighter line, and then it grabs some fresh pebble. But if it's the same weight and they don't carve it,
My
will it
corner
run
check
better?
went from definitely flashing to hitting too much.
The weight came off.
So same thing happened with Emma's corner tick. The weight came off. She said it was flashing, and then it was too much. So took a jump as well.
Selena Sturmay looking for her first conversion here after singles in 2 and 4. Haas.
Keep going. Go, Des. Just clean. You're good. Just clean. You got her. Just clean. Good sweep.
Shooter. Very nice. Best end they've played. They pick up 2 and 7. Close the gap. It's still Team Canada by a couple. Trying to make it 8 straight wins and get through round robin undefeated. The reigning Canadian champions. They're number 1 in Canada, number 1 in the world. Rachel Homan leads by a couple as we welcome you back on this Thursday afternoon, the last day of round robin play. And after Sturmay and the team from Edmonton get 2, it is Homan with Last Rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones here in 8.
Hey, Kath, there's been 2 or 3 draws there that kind of fooled the brushers, all on the slow side. It looks like it's slowing down here, which we normally do see maybe 9th, 10th end down the middle. Is it any warmer out there?
It is. It is for sure. It's warmer outside. It's warmer in this building. It's still a very cold building, but I'm usually sitting here in my jacket on top of my jacket, and I only have one jacket. So if you go by layers, it's definitely warmer.
Keep an eye on that going forward here, because we're only starting the 8th.
And the ice has been so good in the last number of days.
Hasn't it?
It looks like there was more curl last time too. Like there was a little titch slower maybe, but there was more finish for sure.
Don't need to. Distance. Hard.
Good. Speed there was fine. I had a 15.5, and that's quick. Start the game, they were kind of in that high 14 range.
It feels okay here.
Okay. It might just be a matter of staying aware of what paths have been thrown. If one hasn't been thrown in a while, just needing to add that little extra.
Line
Killed it a little. Thought we were there.
Looks like you're heavy. T-line. Top floor. Come around it. Yep. Straight.
No, we're not.
Street.
We're not there. We're not around it. We're just to it.
Okay. Has to curl.
You don't
Straight.
Really need
Top
curl.
8.
You don't really need to curl.
Don't wait, guys.
Yeah, see, they thought that was deep. They had the audible for a while to go around that yellow.
And I think the difference there between that rock, I mean, that rock might be slow, who knows? But the sweepers weren't, they had brooms off, not even a clean, whereas Canada had their brooms down. So 15.5 was fine. They timed a 15.1 on that. It should have been there. Just kind of grinded to a halt.
Clean.
Keep a hard clean down and it extends the life.
Emma miscue. So her lowest game of the event so far too.
Yeah, she had one, I think it overcurled. I heard her say it was grabbing out of her hand, and then she's just had a few overcurl at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Conditions were a little straight. You're going after it, trying to use your sweepers. Not off by a lot.
Whatever you did.
What's your first thought? First thought was the bump. So we just saw
Play
that
either
one.
turn at it.
Dropping in on Northern Ontario against New Brunswick as McCarville looks to close off with 4 straight after dropping her first 4.
Well, so many ifs for this team. If they could have started faster, if they had not gone down 4 games. Playing very precise curling this afternoon. Live 5, that's what Melissa faces.
Melissa Adams and her team from the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton.
No backing. No backing.
Looking for forefoot.
Oh, they've right backed off now here. Looks quick.
Oh, and they lost the line.
3.
3 it is.
Steal of 3. And McCarville starting to pull away.
14. But we didn't. You just want to blow it up, or?
I think so. Okay, I like that.
Got it.
Fin 3/4, I think.
Miscue.
Close.
No.
Whoa. It's really close.
Curl.
Close.
Curl. Curl.
Woo!
Curl. Good shot, Good.
Just perfect.
That hit.
Got 5 rocks moving there.
Gone. This one
I think
go?
that was the right
That
call
one
too. I think you're 2 up. A steal would end your game, but a steal in 8 would be really problematic. And then you score 1, the other team gets their deuce coming home. You're tied in an extra end. You'd just love to score here or blank.
I did not think I had to curl that.
We've seen that out of Team Canada all week. Instead of maybe playing the shot that could end the game, they could have tried to sit 2 somehow there and risked giving up that steal. They're playing the right call that they would play against any team. They don't mind going 10 ends here. In fact, I would bet that they'd be happy to play 10 ends this game.
Might have to finish a hair. Tight. Whoa, just halfway. We're tight. We're very tight.
Tight's going to give the double opportunity to Tracy if they choose.
16. That same intern we've been throwing. Intern? Across the face. Okay.
Not many teams would have played that last shot. A lot of the other teams in this field would have kept junking it up with a couple in there. This is really discouraging for Team Alberta, because if this is made, they've got nothing this end.
Yep. Really hard. Head down. Go. Hard. Great speed. Beauty.
Oh,
Great shot. Good call. What?
My initial call was
Great shot, Tracy. Good speed.
like not
What
loud
do you
enough
see?
for anyone to hear.
I'm good with either.
You want to throw the guard or you want to hit it? 6-1. What do you
I think
think?
we
Probably
try.
the same depth is fine.
Yeah.
For this one.
You got it.
Well, dropping in on the game between Alberta's Skurlik and the team from Iqaluit, and this is Julia Weigel throwing the 4th stone.
I believe that the stone at the top is second shot. On her final, Kayla was facing what I believe is to be 2, and she hit and rolled in front of her own. If Julia can get just a little bit to the inside, she'll make the double, and then it'll be 2 for sure.
A lot of believing going on.
There's a lot of beliefs.
Not assuming, which is not a very good one.
No.
Nope. Here we go. Bang, bang, and squirt.
There's your 2.
There's your 2 for sure. Very nice. Julia Weigel, who makes her home in Ottawa. And it was just a conversation between her father and Lee Gustafson, the father, Jack, at the Ottawa
Wasn't going out.
club. They said, we're looking for someone. And they got Julia.
Thought if it could keep going out, but then it stopped.
Remember last year there was no team. They actually rented out the curling club for a film shoot.
Nice.
So they had no place to play.
Good line calls. Thought if it could keep going. 10-5. Okay.
A hair less.
the last thing Alberta wanted to be doing in the 8th end. Could try the freeze, but very difficult to execute it good enough that Rachel can't get it.
Yeah, that rock is so deep in the house that you don't have to push it very far, and especially considering the opposition.
Yes.
They had a good start to the end. They had their 2 centers up the middle. Just a slight misplacement on a couple come-around freeze attempts, and really nice, precise hitting from Team Canada, of course.
And we moved 5 of them.
Remember what we said, Homan's previous low was an 80 against Northern Ontario, so her worst game. But now she's thrown a couple of draws.
We'll wait. Control. Okay. What do you think this will do? No point in freezing, eh? No, I think we take the
Player
blame.
numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Hers came up. I think I'm going to keep it there. Okay. How are you going to, what, wait? Sorry, control?
Yeah, control.
Yeah, really hard.
Easy, normal.
Whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa, off, off. Whoa. Curl.
Little light.
Curl. Curl him.
Rescue to it, and it just spins out.
Interesting. They were first call. Rachel was really hard, and it hung high side.
Heard her say in the hack that Selena's had curled.
On half, and we flashed. We didn't flash. They could probably curve
So
down there.
Selena might just be getting a bit more curl, and her interns could be the answer there. And Rachel read off of the opposition throw.
Yeah, I would suggest it's about everybody gets more curl than Rachel.
Sure, the wing is okay. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
They're in a good spot going to the weekend, though, Vic, aren't they?
Yeah, listen, why not? I mean, I think if I heard her correctly, Joe, even that last shot for Fleury may have been a wrong call. I heard something, I may be wrong again. But even that, she's not happy with that. But you have to look at the overall picture. This team is doing very well.
Yeah, and what I've appreciated watching this team this week is there hasn't been a lot of outward frustration. There's been lots of really tight games that have had some misses that maybe were uncharacteristic, but no one's ever gripping the broom too tight here on this team. It's very calm. There's a lot of intensity, obviously, but they're definitely in problem-solving mode. Not a lot of complaints, not a lot of venting. Don't see a lot of broom slams. They're all supporting each other.
The fears of it not curling.
They just sometimes they can't buy one, Sturmay.
Yeah, sweeping is very effective. Okay. How are you gonna throw it? Straight through, I think. Okay. Anything that's gonna go straighter.
Heel. Yep. Clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Clean.
And away it goes, and we'll put a blank on the board here in this 8. Team Canada still looking very strong. 6-4. And we have a final. Northern Ontario will pick up their 4th straight wins, albeit it comes after losing their first 4 so much. Now, they say there was no pressure, but playing at home, this was something that they truly wanted and hoped to do. They came through a very tough provincial. The team from right here at the Fort William, Krista McCarville, Andrea Kelly, Kendra Lilly, Ashley Sipla, and Sarah Potts. It just wasn't going to be that dream week for them. 4-4, their final record. Final day of round robin here at the Scotties in Thunder Bay. We'll wind it up tonight with a very still wide open Pool B. We could have as many as 6 teams tied at the end of tonight's play. This one is decided. Rachel Homan, Team Canada, will finish first. Sturmay and the team from Edmonton just on the outside after a difficult season and a disappointing run here. And after the blanket means that Team Canada and Homan once again do have last draw, playing the Yellowstones here in 9.
Back 8, back 4. Okay.
I'm gonna have to hug this guard.
Yeah, speed's still good here, does. Yeah, it'll curl. It'll curl after the guard.
The team down trying to steal or force always has to take the risk here, and you're trying to maybe tap the yellow Canadian rock, get the shot rock behind the tee line, but you have to whisker the guards, and if you wreck on the guard, you're in big trouble.
Whoa, back 8. Back 12.
Tough shots.
Curls. Back 8. Straight.
You rarely see people wreck because that's a disaster, but therefore you can miss it wide.
Oh, they got it by. Wonderful brush.
Is it ever?
Still leaves Team Canada sitting the 2. You know, when we saw this Sturmay team earlier in the week. They talked about the tinkering and all the things that they were doing, trying to get better.
That's good.
And then they got here. They thought they had it figured out, but it was the draw weight that really let them down early.
Yeah, and often when you've made a technical change, it's sometimes hard to find your feel again. If it's a different release, then the trajectory of the rock, how it carries can change. This team played a lot this year. And then they also made a lot of changes, so you have less time to practice because you're playing so much, but it takes a while to ingrain those changes and be able to trust them in the high pressure moments. So when I talked to Danielle Schmiemann before the event started, she said, we've had a good start to 2025 because they won a local Bonspiel. And they had lots of time for training because they miraculously got an auto berth here, but it takes time to, to have everything, pay off. And honestly, for this team, had they played their provincial and won it, that might have been what they needed to get that momentum and sort things out. But you're never going to say no to an invite to the Scotties.
Emma Miscue. And away it goes. And we have another final. And British Columbia did what they had to do, didn't they, Kathy?
Well, they did. And so for Corinne Brown, this was another game very much like our feature where you're just really wanting to hone your skills in. They played a variety of shots. They played really well as a team. They knew that they weren't in control of what happens next other than playing well, and that's exactly what they did.
Needing a loss. They need to win, of course, and a loss by Kayla Skurlik to flip 2 and 3 in the pool. Skurlik is very much in control of her game right now, up by a couple as they play Nunavut. Kathy keeping an eye on that. Danielle Schmiemann.
Back 4. Back 8. Curl. Whoop. Street. Back 4. Whoop. Curl. Back 8. Curl. Back 8. Curl.
Hard, Des. You're close. Really close. Hard.
Good. Very nice. 3-2. Okay. Probably have to hit and roll in.
I was thinking guard into that, but I don't mind that.
Or that. Or there's that. Yeah. Other one.
What do you
My first thought was the peel.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right call.
Okay. 3/4. Okay. Do you want to throw the in? We've been throwing.
We know the out.
I like the out.
I think,
The out just looks too close to center line. Yeah.
I think she's concerned.
We've seen this in a bunch. Okay.
I think if you let go nose, it's really close.
Again, you could be tempted if you're Team Homan to make the hit and roll and lay 3 buried, but that's the only way you could potentially give up that steal. So this is the right call. Try to catch the red Alberta stone on the way by.
Wilkes will hold it for her. Peel that center guard.
Oh, talk about it? Sure. I think we got to bump our red guy here. Yeah.
Timeout has been called by Alberta.
My first thought was like a similar shot and just try and chisel in here.
Roll to there.
But I also don't hate the guard.
What's your first thoughts?
I think we have to, like, she's going to be playing that next.
Maybe. What happens if we throw another guard?
Probably.
I'm worried that she's.
I think if we're guarding, we have to guard this, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 options. One is another guard. See what they do. It's tough to steal without a guard.
Yep.
The other option is try and the intern
way
draw
in
to the
there.
2-rock.
I was going to say,
that was the other thing I was thinking, is try and chisel our way in here.
get there.
Just throw the intern path, try and freeze to the 2, but then...
If we guard this, I think this is a gimme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever tap this here to give us a bit of a pocket?
I just think you group our reds then, though.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard right now to steal without a guard. She's going to make some sort of double, triple.
Guard this one.
Yeah, I think we throw a guard, and then on your next one, make something good, and then try and guard it out.
Probably have to play that out.
Yeah. And it's not going to stop. Okay.
Ted make some sense, Russ?
No question. It's
Yeah.
you start getting ahead of yourself in an end like this, and he's dead right. You have to have a guard, especially against Rachel. And you're maybe thinking last shot you sneak one in there, freeze it, but to get in tight now and have Rachel with 3 bullets coming down, you're not stealing.
And the team got together as well during the timeout.
You got her. Halfway-ish. Halfway to tight.
To Joanne's point, if Rachel changes gears and tries to hit and roll, it's still your only opportunity to steal.
Tight.
She makes it good. She makes it good.
Tight. 2.5. Line
on.
Just halfway. Curl. No, line's good if you're halfway. Just half. Just fully cross center. Curl. You're good. You're good. Well, good.
7-9.
That same line you've been throwing all game.
Yeah, it's just if I roll off at all, we're in some trouble.
I think I like the peel.
I like this.
If I roll off at all, we're in trouble. What do you guys think?
Pretty tough to roll off with hack. We've seen it a bunch.
Guard's tolerance.
So Ted gets his wish here. Now Tracy's probably going to make it with it, but what if? And Tracy brings up a good point. You roll a little high side, they freeze one in there. Now there's a guard out there.
You can see where Rachel's coming from, though. They've thrown this spot. Tracy specifically has made this shot 3 or 4 times this game. If it was a guess, you may not see them make this call.
Weight's good. Clean.
Always play this tight too and get the guard.
Go heavy. Board. Curl if you're heavy. Board. Curl. Curl.
Great spot. Nice. Good shot.
Well, Alberta getting a little test now from Nunavut. And what do you believe now, Kathy?
Well, it is one for sure that Kayla Skurlik lies. They keep looking at the top red. That was the stone thrown by Julie on her first and the back one. But this looks to be a draw for 2. Really tough.
Okay, line's good.
Very small real estate.
It's a spinner.
The Nicholas Adine here.
Yeah.
These are so hard to judge as the sweeper. Who's spinning so fast.
Unless you got to sweep it for 45 minutes.
Okay, you lost it.
I might still run a stick on
Welcome to the final draw of the night at 7 o'clock.
For sure.
Doesn't get there, so it is the one. That one there.
Okay.
She said she might put a stick on it, but it sure looks red.
Yeah, you always
No,
have
I
to
think
throw
so.
more than
I might just.
I believe it's red. Second shot.
I'm like pretty sure, but I just, you know what? I think we haven't had a measure in a while. You know.
I agree.
We'll let you know. Certainly one. For Skurlik.
No, I thought
my draw sure died.
So not that Alberta's in great shape to steal here, but they do have an opportunity because of that guard.
I don't know what kind of weight she's wanting, like back 4.
Tap the
What are you thinking?
red
Like
top
just through?
8,
Try and
tick off that
find notes?
left-hand yellow and slide
Maybe
into the
a
button.
tiny bit less.
Tough shot, but it's there. If you get it in there, Joanne, I think your shooter will be protecting that yellow one.
Yeah, it's just so tough.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect weight. I think she said just through.
Slowing down here, too.
Yeah, much different seasons.
Close.
But it was that season last year that got them their spot with Chelsea Carey picking up the former team of Jen Jones. But then it came apart and folded. Oh, dear. Looked like it was going to be a beauty.
It's not bad. How do you get it out?
But just to finish the thought, it was because of their standing a year ago that they got the 3rd spot in the team rankings to get to this Scotties.
That came down. That definitely came down, hey? That's super dead there. Yeah, I know. I barely moved.
Outturn peel. Okay. Outturn? Yeah.
So the timeout bringing Ted Appleman out has paid dividends here. This guard comes off now. You can tap that red in there, frozen, buried. And you give Rachel a tough shot.
Yeah, and they floated half a rock.
That really slowed down that tap.
Yeah.
No. Whoa. It's floating on its own. She barely let it
And
go.
beat her as well this year, of course, on tour 3 different times. So it's been all Homan against Selena Sturmay, as it has been against most teams. Gainerson's the only team to beat her, what, twice in 2 years or something like that? Yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess we can, we can also do that. Right, like, try and get it right to... Yeah, I just think you put the one in it. I know, but this way still she has the right on the nose. You probably need, like, hack. It's not, like, transferring much on the 5. Yeah, I don't mind a soft hack. Nose or a hair high, hey? Yeah, hair
Just
high.
angle this red rock in behind the red and yellow situation.
Ooh.
Do you think hack is too much, or are you good with hack?
Yeah, ideally if you could get it frozen on the back one.
You're gonna need more here.
I went to school on Selena's first tap that didn't carry very well in the house, so they're throwing a light hack at this. You have to hit 2 rocks and have it move a couple feet. I think that's the right weight.
The rock you're raising doesn't seem to go anywhere because it's not going to be spinning. And it'll just grind.
And it's right in the slide path.
Yeah. You heard them say hack. They probably do need hack to get this to the back 4.
Yep, back line. Whoa.
It is different this week. It really has been. We've often talked about the stones and the running bands and how they explode off each other and out quickly. That just hasn't happened. Here we go. Pause, bang, and
Good.
we'll get it back. They are the shot rock for the moment.
Really good.
Good call. Nice. Good throw. That was scary.
Wasn't going to go much farther than that anyway. Maybe to the edge of the 4.
Mm-hmm. If I hit it thick, I might. Like the hole is tough, right? I might even do that.
This draw path is like, we got some weird times here, so I was just wondering if we go for it, knowing we'd be 1 up with anyway.
If I hit it a little thick, I might come off this one. Yeah.
I don't
Then
know
I'm
if
taking all my rocks out.
You can, like with where this is. It's up to you. If you like the draw, I like it.
Sure, no, I'm fine with it. I think it's a lot easier than trying to navigate the support.
There's no way we can hurt ourselves.
I don't think we can.
I'll throw it to flash it.
We can also take out. We could throw like normal. We don't need to bomb it.
Yeah, I think easy peel.
Okay. What turn is
Trying to whisker the intern.
Intern?
Just try
I
to
think so. Okay.
almost a redirect here to hit. You can see a small half of this yellow, and you need much less than that anyways.
Like a 16th?
Yeah, right. Just take the paint off it. You think about it, if you went by, you're not far from hitting that red one. So any glance at all.
How are you throwing it?
I think it's worth the risk with how the scoreboard is.
Yeah.
I think they can give up more than 1 by playing this. So
Soft keep it there then. Okay.
Final stone right now. It is Sturmay that sits the 1. SQ coming through. Got it. Oh my gosh. How do you do that?
So good.
Absolutely. For 2. She knew if we hit it thick, maybe I'll come through. Picks up a couple here in 9. Look at this. Bang. Coming across. She got the action. And we add 2 more to Team Canada's count as they try to run the table in round robin. Extending the lead now to 8-4 over Selena Sturmay. And that will be it. And it's 8 straight wins. And Homan will go into the playoffs undefeated. Make the final 8-4. And Sturmay will finish with a record of 4-4 here in Thunder Bay.
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by Home Hardware, here's how.
You didn't know if she was playing off one yellow onto the other, but she did talk about hitting this yellow particularly.
Just absolutely perfect. I thought to go the other turn, but she went with the harder turn just to make it fun.
Wasn't her best game, but somehow still this team is so good they find their way to win. And so they go through undefeated. Just paid a couple of draws the whole game. 81. Mentioned that her lowest game of the round robin was 80. So very consistent numbers the entire week for Rachel Homan. And again, the draws were better. Surprisingly, the hits let Selena Sturmay down. Game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. Time for some autographs before they turn their attention to the playoffs starting tomorrow. One game remains on the ice, Kathy, and this one is 7-4. Skurlik leading Nunavut, and now Skurlik, currently in second place, has to win it to hold on to second.
And I would say that in watching this game, Kayla Skurlik has played a very conservative game. I've seen her play a much more aggressive game against other teams, but I think that knowing where the playoffs are and in respect of the team that she's playing against, knowing that they would be a better draw team than a hit team, she's kept it relatively wide open.
Yep. Just clean. Clean's good, Margot. Clean's good. Nice shot.
Makes it go away. Shot rock is that one on top of the 8. So Nunavut does have to make them count here. She has 1 in the rings, 2 to come from Julia Weigel.
The back red's partially buried. You could come around here. Hit and roll's even better, but you got to make the roll. You could come around here. No, it is actually, it's totally wide open. I lied.
Yeah, part of me was thinking, though, if you try to over-roll this and make the Christmas tree, so the shooter would roll to half open, and then it would also half cover the rock on the tee line.
Real good spot.
Mentioned they didn't have a team last year. They were a declared team this year with Julia joining the team. They played in one event after meeting. That was in Stroud, Ontario, south of Barrie.
Whoa! Yeah!
And they've had training sessions since then.
Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Roll it!
Big roll.
And trying to roll it in behind the corner, doesn't get there. So a chance now for Alberta to run them out of stones and pick up the win. For the first time ever, Nunavut actually has teams now at the under-18 nationals going on in Saskatoon.
Excellent.
Control.
So the game is gaining a little bit of a foothold. 3 clubs in the territory, Rankin Inlet and Cambridge Bay, as well as the Iqaluit Curling Club. They built a wonderful facility there for the Arctic Winter Games a number of years ago. Final stone, Skurlik.
Yep.
Make one to go away.
Clean. Just clean. Clean.
Margot Fleming. And the brush goes up and away goes the stone. And that will be the win for Skurlik.
I know.
And Alberta, they'll win it 7-4. So they will finish at 6-2 and maintain second place. Nunavut and Weagle will go through this year's event winless in 8 games. So no change in position. We always knew that Rachel Homan would be number 1. The question was Skurlik flipped with Brown? They do not. Those two will be second and third respectively, and then Martin, of course, from Saskatchewan. Nancy with the smiling face finishes 5-3. Final round robin day at the Scotties. So we'll wind it up tonight with Pool B, final round robin for them. And this will be our feature. Christina Black out of Halifax against Kate Cameron, 4-3. Right now, we have 3 teams that are there at 5-2. The potential is for 6 teams to finish at 5-3. That's how wide open it is. Pool B when we join you again. Every game is to be watched. And Kathy will do 3 of them. We'll watch our main feature, Black against Cameron. That's when we join you from here in Thunder Bay at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The final draw. Round robin draw this year's Scotties. And of course, it's always right here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.